Why, howdy! Welcome to the FGS Horror Club, where I shine a spotlight on the best in horror, and maybe your new favorite game you just haven't played yet. This week we're looking at the rusty, festering world of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Tobe Hooper's classic American Gothic horror is a piece of horror history, and now you can step into the world and shoes of the family, or a slate of survivors, and have yourself some good old Texan fun. And fun it is. The gameplay feels great whether you're playing as a family member or a survivor. The objectives are clear and challenging, but manage to always feel achievable no matter who you play against. The progression makes the game feel moreish, and the emergent situations in gameplay make it feel like there's always something new coming up. But as you may have been able to tell from this video's title, it's not perfect. At least, not yet. The game only has one game mode, which wouldn't be the end of the world if it didn't only also have one map. And whilst it's a pretty big and pretty varied map that you can easily forget is the same location, at least at first, when you learn the layout, it starts to feel a lot smaller. But these are things that could be fixed with time. With a good post-launch content roadmap, I truly believe this could become one of the best asymmetrical horror games on the market. It's basically already there anyway, but I worry about it based on Gun's history. They made the Friday the 13th game in the past, and whilst that game shut down because of license issues, before that happened the game was still in a non-ideal state, and a lot of the issues, some of which it shares with this new game, that were present since launch, never really got fixed, or at least took a very long time to be addressed.
Jason Voorhees has returned, and he's killing my friends! We need him! Oh my god!
To lay all my cards on the table, as big a horror fan as I am, I'm not a huge fan of asymmetrical horror. I think it's a played out genre that has yet to have an entry into it that doesn't lose steam and my interest after 2 matches. No matter how many new characters and locations are added, it just feels like a hollow simplification of everything that makes some of the greatest single-player horror games great. However, I do really believe this game has a chance to shine if the developers put the effort in over the next year or so. You wouldn't think Texas Chainsaw would be the sort of IP to bring in the crowds, but I hope it does. So this game has a longer lifespan than Gun's previous endeavors. This game doesn't go as far in shaking up and improving the asymmetrical horror formula as last year's Evil Dead the game, but I'd still rather play this than my millionth, mind-numbingly exactly the same match of Dead by Daylight. I do hope you decide to play this game, or at least keep an eye on it in future, and if you do, then just know that what you're about to play is an account of a tragedy which befell a group of 5 youths. It is all the more tragic in that they were young, but had they lived very, very long lives, they would not have expected, nor would they have wished to see as much of the mad and macabre as they were to see that day. For them, an idyllic summer afternoon drive became a nightmare. The events of that day were to lead to the discovery of one of the most bizarre crimes in the annals of American history, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
You can't hide from me! It's your own fault.
You're part of the club now. For more horror spotlights just like this one, be sure to like this video and check out the previous videos in this series, and to subscribe to the FGS channel.